Our guest today is Jim Parkman. This was a huge case. I mean, this was the fourth largest accounting fraud in the history of the United States.
The CEO of HealthSouth, the Fortune 500 healthcare company.
Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH.
Zenvo, ST150S.
He went from being on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Only going to make 3 for the United
I'm
States.
Bobby Khan, former exotic car dealer turned #1 FBI's most wanted fugitive.
Generally, when you look at the law, 90% of the time it's against you.
The FBI put a $20,000 reward for information into his arrest.
Bobby Khan scammed super rich customers at a New Jersey car dealership.
Join myself and James Parkman, my attorney and best friend, as we have cars, courts, and conversations.
Let's start this episode. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Parkman Khan Unleashed. I'm Bobby Khan, and that's Jim Parkman. And today we got something funny for you guys, and that's all Jimmy today. Jimmy?
I don't want to say it's all me, but, you've been around the court system a little bit, too.
Yeah, I don't want to be around it anymore. I've spent way too much time in my life in courts.
Yeah. Yours wasn't as funny as some of the others I've had, but
we should do an episode of my old court case from Alabama one day.
I should. Yeah. And that would be, we'll do that. We'll talk about that one day.
Yep. Let's talk about something you got today.
Well, I tell you what I had in mind.
Okay.
When you go to court, the greatest thing about going to court is you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Ever.
A box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
You don't know what's going to happen. You really don't, especially in the criminal world. Civil world, you kind of know what's going on. You kind of know what's going to happen. Not as many surprises. But criminal, you can just hang on because sometimes. So I wanted to relay something that happened, and this is a true story. I'm not making this up, okay? This is not something I made up last night to do.
Yeah.
I was trying a case, and I had a piece of evidence that was in a paper form.
Okay.
And it was a note that the victim had written, okay?
Yeah.
And we had gotten a hold of it, and what it was, I'm not going to get into what it was, but what it did was it really gave us a shot at showing that the defendant, my client, did not do what they said he did.
Yeah.
Okay? So the document was real important. So we're in the middle of the trial. So, I approached the witness like we normally do in court. I asked the court, can I approach? Yeah.
Was it your witness or somebody else's witness?
No, this was the state's witness. They had put the state had put the victim up there.
Okay.
And they were going through this, and it came now time for cross-examination. So I go up, and I've got this note that exculpates the defendant. So I go up, and I do the proper thing. Let me hand you what has been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 1 for identification, whatever it was. Would you take a look at this? And I saw the guy kind of look at it, and look at me, and look at it, and look at me, and look at it. In other words, uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly. My goose.
It was an uh-oh moment.
Yeah.
Okay? And I said, you recognize that, don't you? And he kind of, when you get caught, you hem-haw.
Yeah, of course.
You're like,
no answer at this point.
Yeah, so I'm going, come on.
Yep.
It'll make you feel better. Go ahead and admit it.
Yep.
You recognize this, don't you? Now, once that took place, the prosecution objects.
Of course.
And says, wait a minute. We object. What is it? What's going on here?
Yeah.
So the judge says, instead of removing the jury back to the jury room, let's let the two lawyers and me step out with a court reporter, and let's go out in the hallway and discuss what's going on. So we go out in the hallway. Now, we had left the jury in the box, the witness on the stand. And we were back there for probably 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
And the judge goes, Jim, tell me what's in the note. And I tell him what's in the note. And he goes, prosecutor, why are you objecting, yada, yada. I'm letting it in.
Yep.
So let's go back in the courtroom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So we go back in the courtroom. And for a minute, you know, I'm looking up. I had taken the note. I had given it to him. But generally, I take it back, and I generally put it like on the desk
corner.
or something.
Yes.
But I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I do with the note? And I'm kind of looking around for it, you know, and I'm like, and he's just sitting there smiling at me, the witness, and I'm looking like, did I bring it with me out in the hall? I don't think I did.
Yeah.
And the facial expression I had was very clear that I didn't know where this note was.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, it's quiet in the courtroom. You can hear a pin drop. A juror on the front row goes, he ate it.
He ate the note.
That's all the juror said. He ate it. And I turned and looked, I mean, you know, like I am in shock.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, what? That's the, I looked like, what?
Yeah.
And, you know, and another juror said, not only did I see him eat it, I saw him swallow it. So now.
So this guy just took a piece of paper, rolled it up, and just swallowed it.
And just chewed it up and swallowed it to get rid of the evidence.
Okay, I got
while we were out in the hall.
So I got some questions.
Wait, let me finish the story.
Okay.
Oh, we're not. Oh, that didn't stop there. Oh,
okay.
No. So now I've not only heard one juror say he ate it, I now had another juror say, I saw him eat it and swallow it. Now, I'm going berserk at this point.
But it's a good thing for you.
Huh?
It's a good thing because now the jury is against the state's witness now.
Oh, yeah. And I'm looking at the judge going, he ate my evidence. He ate my evidence. What? He ate it. He ate my evidence. And the jurors are going, I saw him eat it too. He ate it. Now, the bailiff is going, give me a minute and I'll take him to the bathroom and he'll get it out of him. And I'm going, and the judge is like, hold on, everybody, hold on. I'm still going, he ate my evidence. He ate my evidence.
What was the bailiff going to do? Stick his hand up there and try
I don't know what he was going to do, but he had a good point. You know, I was like, take him to the bathroom. I want my evidence back. You know, get my evidence. So it's just chaos for like 5 minutes, just pure chaos.
Okay, so
the prosecution isn't saying anything. They're just sitting there.
Yeah,
I'm raising hell. He ate my evidence.
So what happened?
Shoot, you know, I didn't even get to put barbecue sauce on it, Judge. He ate my. I'm going through all of this. Yeah.
So what happened? What did the judge rule? Like, did you have a copy?
The judge finally got order, you know, in the courtroom. Yeah. Everybody, hold on a minute. So he sent the jury out. And correctly, he was a very wise judge. Correctly, he said, Jim, there's no doubt he ate it. I mean, we've got all the jurors that saw him. They were in the courtroom. So we know he ate it.
Yep.
But we can't go forward with the case. Because now, as you just said, they saw him eat my evidence, which now prejudices
the jury,
you know, in the case. And so he says, Jim, the only thing I know to do at this point,
dismiss the case,
is we're going to have to declare a mistrial.
Oh,
you know, and I go, you know, no, I don't want a mistrial.
Yeah,
I want my evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
I want my evidence back. Can you get my evidence? And he's going, Jim, I can't get your evidence back. You know.
Yeah.
So that is about the most chaotic scene.
So hold on, I have a question here.
Huh? Yeah.
I have a question. Okay. So now, as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, now I'm going to say the guy ate the evidence. Did you have a copy of it?
No.
Okay, you didn't have a copy of it. So
no, I had the original.
You had the original, and there was no copy of it.
No, I did not believe that the witness was going to chew up my evidence in court and eat it.
Exactly. So now,
I didn't go into the trial thinking that. No.
So after this, you make copies of everything.
After this, yes, I did. After this, but
So what ended up happening with the case? Because the prosecution loves that. Because if they get a mistrial, they get another shot at another bite.
No, they knew what was coming on another trial. So the judge declared a mistrial, and they ended up dismissing the charges against my client.
All right, okay, good.
Because they knew what was coming.
Of course, exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna redo the brunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Situation. So they knew what was coming. But I mean, that is probably one of the wildest things I've ever seen because it involved the jury.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a lawyer standing up going, I've lost.
Yeah, because now the jury's tainted.
No, the jury is the one controlling the show now.
Yeah, and they're tainted against the state now at this point. It's over.
Oh yeah. They're screaming.
I remember, and we'll talk about this at another time, but my case, remember, there was a point when you were cross-examining my accuser, and all of a sudden she said a few things on the stand, and I remember my jury was like 7 women. And I saw it instantly. The women started rolling their eyes. And at that point, Adams elbowed me and he said, "You just won." And I looked over because she was just caught in a lie after a lie. And the jury was done. And we had it.
Well, that's an interesting statement that you made, but it's not universal. But let me just say this.
No, I know.
In any case where the victim is a woman, okay, and you really have some pretty good evidence to contradict what she's doing or saying, okay?
Yeah.
Women, this is my opinion. Y'all can write in and tell me I'm an idiot if you want to. Women are more critical of women than men are.
Yep.
But now you got to be careful about saying that too, because there are exceptions, okay?
Yeah.
Children's one of them, grandmothers is another.
Yeah.
A woman that gets up there and really, by her demeanor and everything, she's telling the truth, they're not going to like picking on that person either.
Well,
so you got to be careful.
Absolutely.
About the case.
That day when I was being led back to the jail, I had 2 sheriff deputies. One was a woman and one was an older guy. And the woman turned to me on the car and she said, "Bobby," she goes, "for 9 months I judged you." And she goes, "As of today, I realized that you got screwed." And she goes, because she goes, "We don't like liars here and we don't like gold diggers." And I was like, wow. And that was her on the way back to the jail because, we had to come back the next day for trial.
Well, it really was that. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So any case, it doesn't matter whether, any case that you go into, I think people need to kind of slow down a little bit instead of jumping in there going like the deputy did.
Yep.
I thought you were guilty, from the beginning.
Well,
you got to slow down with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other topic. We got to do it one day.
It is.
In this country, we've come to a point where it's not innocent until proven guilty anymore. You're guilty as charged. I mean, the media destroys you. The people online destroy you. You're done.
Yes.
I mean, even after your case is over and you say you were found not guilty or you walked away, you can't sit there and clean up your image at that point because it's like you've been tarnished everywhere because people automatically assume you're guilty.
Yeah. While we're here, I just did a week-long case last week, and we did voir dire. It took a long time, but it was interesting because a lot of the jurors, we went through voir dire. The state did first. I came in second the next day. It took us a day and a half to do voir dire. But it's interesting how the juror, when they came back the next day and I was doing it, some of them said very clearly, yesterday when I left the courthouse, I believed your client was guilty.
Yeah.
And now, this was quote unquote, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
So you see, it's that judgment that you rush to judgment, and
humans
in cases.
All humans are guilty of that. They instantly judge people.
They do, and they judge you based on how you look.
Absolutely.
Are you different than what we normally see?
Yeah. I mean, look.
Now, let's be honest, Bobby. Let's be honest, okay? You're in South Alabama.
Yep.
Okay. You're driving what? What kind of car was that?
Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce in South Alabama.
Yep.
And
black Rolls Royce with tinted windows, and I'm in a black pinstripe suit.
Yes, with a black tie on and a black shirt. Yes,
Yeah.
that's generally that's generally a giveaway. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But let me show you something else too. Okay, this is interesting. The jury, even South Alabama,
Yep.
recognized that you didn't do it.
Absolutely. But remember, trying to pick the jury was so difficult because I remember.
Oh,
I'll never
yeah.
forget, when we were picking the jury, the one guy got up there and he said, "I don't care. Your client just looks guilty. I don't like people like him."
Right.
I was like, okay.
But let me tell you something. That's what you want.
Yeah.
You want somebody to say that.
Yeah, and he was out.
Now the reason for it too is, number one, you don't want it hidden.
Yeah, exactly.
You
want that.
so you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. So, but
it's amazing how things transcribe, and just like you said, you could see it happen in the courtroom when the women on the jury, you could see their expressions change
like that,
just like that, and you could see that all of a sudden they've gone from, here we've got this guy that looks like he's with the mafia.
Can't walk away from that look, huh? Even though
No. At least that's what, South Alabama
of
people
course, exactly.
perceive the mafia to look like. And driving a Rolls Royce in South Alabama, I mean, you weren't even in a pickup truck. At least you could have gotten a pipickup truck.
I should have rented one, right? I should have stopped at Big John.
You should have gotten a Chevy or Ford pickup truck or something with a Hemi in it.
Yeah.
And, you'd have fit in. But no, you got to bring this
I didn't know any better.
Yeah, well, if you'd have called in advance, we have people that will tell you that.
Well, the next time I do visit Alabama, I'm driving a Chevy. No, my wife just screamed, "You're not going to Alabama." What is Alabama's slogan? Arrive on vacation, leave on probation.
Hey, wait a minute now. It wasn't the people of Alabama that did this.
It was the people of Alabama. It was one of your people.
They set you free.
Yeah, but it was also one of your women that charged me with the crime.
You the one wanted to date her, not me.
I didn't know. She didn't come with a disclaimer, nut job.
All you had to do is pick up the phone and go, "Jim, should I show up in South Alabama in a little bitty town?"
I didn't know you then. That Ferrari on the PCH hadn't crashed yet, so I hadn't known you yet.
Oh, well, see, all you had to do was look up, like welcome station, and call the Alabama welcome station and say, "Listen, I'm coming down there in a window tinted Rolls Royce in a black suit and black shirt and black tie. How's this going to go?"
White shirt.
Whatever. How's this going to happen? And they would have told you, no.
Yeah, probably not do that.
Nah, that ain't the way we want to do this.
Well, listen, any of these guys, you got any topics you want to hear about? You want to hear some stories from me, from Jimmy? Let us know. And you got any input? Let us know. And, we'll be just watch the previous episodes. And we got another cool episode coming up next.
You got it, Bobby.
All right. Be good.
After talking about eating the evidence, I'm hungry. See you later.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get this one done soon. All right.